Alright, on to making the tops. So far we've got the hive bodies, the supers made, and the bottom boards. So now it's time to make the top. What I've done here, the tops are going to be 18 1/8 inch on the narrow side and 21 3/4 inch on the long side. But that's including the boards. Now I'm not going to dado these. These are just going to screw straight together like a square, and then I'm going to drop down some 3/4 inch. I ain't sure if I'm going to do 3/4 inch plywood or go ahead and put shelving in them. Probably do the shelving as well in those instead of plywood, and just stay away from the plywood altogether. But so basically, once the measurements are all said and done, I'm going to need 2 boards at 18 1/8 inch and 2 boards at 20 1/4 inch. So that'll make, when I get them all screwed together, the long side will be 21 3/4. So what I've done here is I've set up my rip fence again. Instead of using the clamp style this time, I'm using this one. And I've took my carpenter square, and I kind of wish I had a flip camera, but anyway, I've took my carpenter square and I have laid it up against the rip fence and measured out exactly 18 1/4. Now what I'll do is I'll rip this thing right down through here, get this board at 18 1/4, then I'll scoot it over an 1/8 of an inch, get it to 18 1/8, and run this side over here down it, make sure that both sides are nice and smooth and square. And from that point, then I'll make my 20 1/4 inch piece out of what's left over here. Then I'll slide this up to 2 1/2 inches off of the bar, off of the blade rather, and then I'll rip it into the length side, to the depth sides that I need. So you'll see as it comes together. So let's get the camera out of my way here, and let's fire this thing up. And keep in mind, for safety's sake, we've got a beer and safety glasses. So hook y'all up with the safety shields here, and swallow a beer to make it not hurt so bad. Okay guys, it got cold and dark fast out there, so I got in a hurry and wasn't able to show everything that the rest of the construction of this thing. But here's one put together, and then down here is one in piece parts. Alright, got both the tops assembled. I got one sitting over here on the ground beside me, and I've acquired a piece of tin. I just went down to the metal roofing place in town and talked to the guy, and he had a piece of scrap tin that happened to be silver, and was 29 gauge. He cut me off a 40 inch, I think it's 27 by 48 inch piece, which I've since cut that 48 inch piece half in two, so I've got 2 pieces 27 by 24, and I'm gonna take and I'm working on making me a little homemade brake here to make the bends so that this will wrap around that cap there. I've laid it out and measured it and centered it. I'm gonna move this close to the edge, use those C-clamps down on the end of the table. I'm gonna C-clamp this down and sandwich this piece of tin between the table and this piece of angle iron here, and hopefully that'll make a nice pretty bend in it, a nice pretty 45-degree bend in it. We'll see. This will be my first time to try to do something this intricate, but it ought to do a fair job. Guys, I'm going to tell you, a little bit of duct tape, some C-clamps, a couple of pieces of angle iron, and that looks like a pretty decent homemade metal brake. Haven't took it apart yet. Thinking I might tap on it with a hammer just a little bit, make sure everything's nice and crimped, but I can't see where it slipped at all. Guys, I'm going to tell you, that 45 turned out real nice. Everything I do on this beehive project turned out better than I expected. Who's knocking on the door? That's Reuben was knocking on the door. Say hello, Reuben. Normally he's crowing during my videos. But anyway, back over here to the mess. Yeah, that 45 wound up real nice, so I got to do that on the other side, and then somehow or another figure out how to do it on the front corners. I'll have to cut and lay over and bend and wrap at the corners, but kind of like a Christmas present. But we'll get it there. We got a good start on it, and the bees ain't gonna be delivered till May, so I got plenty of time to finish these tops. So I think I'm gonna have myself a beer and work on the other side, and it's getting close to dark, so I probably won't have them finished tonight, but Saturday or Sunday one, I'll have them wrapped up. So see you in a day or two. Okay, guys, still working on this cap here, and since I'm not a metal fabricator by trade, this has been a painful learning experience. It's going to wind up looking a little funny, but I think it'll still keep the top from being exposed. It won't leak water into the hive. So what I've done here is I have taken this little block of wood and used my C-clamps there and locked it down to this little tab, and I've bent it back to here. Bent it back to here. And I've done the same to this side. I noticed a little defect. I actually thought leaving a little curl on this piece instead of this piece would be better, but looking back, I'm thinking I might ought to swap that on the other end. We'll see. I'll try it both ways on this one, but it's worked out. This is the actual lid. That's going to go in like so and like so. The next is to make this fold here. I had thought about just using the box itself to make the fold, but I'm not liking that a whole heck of a lot right now. I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is I've took a piece of auxiliary channel and cut it from work, just a piece of garbage from work, and cut it perfect to fit inside here. I'm gonna C-clamp that in, and I'm gonna bend it against this aux channel. We'll see how it works. Who knows? I may be sending the wife Monday to go buy the rest of this piece of tin that I bought from the roofing place. But let me put the camera down. Okay, guys, got all my pins made best I can around this top here. Gonna take and slap that in there right quick. Went ahead and throwed my name on it. Yep, that's me, Jason Jeep. And throw the date on it. But anyway, gonna use the crown stapler to attach it, because I'm not planning on ever taking it off, taking it apart or nothing. Gonna put some Lexel. If you guys got a water leak, ever deal with anything, this Lexel stuff, it's expensive. It's like $7 a tube, but it's got a 15-year guarantee. I'm gonna put a dab of it in each corner where the creases are, where the little tears are, and around the seams a little bit, and that's that Lexel is some good stuff. It's got a good guarantee, bonds to about anything, and like I say, just gonna put it in the corners as a little extra added protection where the creases and the seams are, and staple this thing down, and hopefully at that point the basics of the bee project will be done. So I'll bring you back for the finished project here, or product, here in just a few. Can't tell I've been drinking, can you? Well, okay guys, here we go. Finally finished the top. Didn't turn out as pretty as I like, but it actually turned out better than my worst nightmare, so I'm okay with it. I gotta get me a better, I just need to get a 10 brake if I'm gonna keep building stuff like this. But anyway, there we go. That's one of them. I still got some finishing touches to do on the top of the other one, but it's getting close to dark and I was ready to wrap this video up. So that's it. And that is the garden that it is going to be servicing, that they are going to be servicing. This is one of the gardens I got. My main one at the house where I do most of my personal vegetables and stuff. I got another one down at the farm that I do nothing but corn in. But these are going to go along that fence row over there. Anyway, I don't know if you can see my gnome and my 53 Jeep back there, but anyway, they're going to go along. That blame aggravating. Anyway, they're going to go somewhere along that fence row back there, in between that old 53 Willis that I'm going to turn into something one of these days, and you know, somewhere in that area. And they're going to have this whole garden patch here to work. Whoa, back this back off a little bit. But they're going to have this whole garden patch to work. I normally do corn over here, and beans, and squash, and okra, and tomatoes, and cucumbers, and just a little bit of everything that you can imagine right here, because this is the one closest to where I sleep. So when I get up in the morning, or before I go to bed at night during the summer, this is where I play. So this is like I say, and then in the next couple of years, planning on growing the beehives, adding more to them. But I bet you thought I was kidding about the tiki bar, but right there mounted on the front of that mason jar, actually it's a Kerr, but anyway, that's the tiki bar. We put sugar water or molasses and water mix in there, and they go crazy, turning it into food and stuff for them. So anyway guys, that's about it. Y'all take care. Jason out.